Hi, my name is Solo P1 and welcome to the Flaming Tarmac. I know there hasn't been a video for 6 months with the Flaming Tarmac. If you are new to this is where I talk about news, rumours, mostly facts and my opinion. And if you don't like it, switch off now. But the big story of today actually, this morning I was going to start talking about Roman Grosjean, about all the marks on this Twitter and social media all over the place saying that Grosjean shouldn't, I hope Grosjean's alright. Yeah, I hope Grosjean's alright. I'm sure that you've sent his love on the internet about 20-30 times in the last 48 hours. As F1 fans, all of us together, we all know, we've all got a heart, or hopefully most of us have. We've got a heart to say, you know what? He nearly died. He saw death coming to him. He escaped death. He cheated death. And now he's all right in the hospital. He's a bit burnt up, but he's all right. But coming yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that the Fittipaldi brother is going to be replacing him for Formula 1 this week. Fittipaldi brothers is going to be replacing Roman Grosjean. And that's what I was going to talk about today. That's exactly what I'm still going to talk about it, but that was going to be my main subject of this video. But just coming, Lewis Hamilton is not going to be at the Grand Prix this week. They're titling it the Sakhir Grand Prix. I'll just call it Bahrain Grand Prix 2.0. Lewis Hamilton is not going to be there because he's got tested for COVID-19. So Lewis Hamilton, Superman, the Black Superman, that's what I call him, because this guy just can't be beaten at all, has been tested positive for COVID-19. So Lewis Hamilton is going to be out of the race. So his 100 wins for this year is out the window. So people are going to say, yeah, but it's not about the 100 wins. Yeah, it is. It's always about the 100 wins. That's what he's feeling at the moment. Look, I hope he's all right, okay? They're saying on the internet now, it's coming out that he's saying that it's only mild symptoms. So that's a good thing. Congratulations. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he hasn't caught it really bad, but that he'd have to go into hospital and go into intensive care. Nobody will want that for Lewis Hamilton. If you are, you're a complete animal. But Lewis Hamilton, he's been tested COVID, medium symptoms, and he's going to be out. Am I upset? No, not really. I'm upset for his family and I hope he's all right, but not seeing him on the grid, honestly, maybe, you know what? I don't really care, to be fair. And that seriously, I don't really care. He's out. That brings someone else in. It's an opportunity for someone to shine. I hope he's all right. I hope he's healthy. And next week, Abu Dhabi, hopefully he'll be back. And everything will be all right. Let's face it, he's going to get his 100 wins. It's not going to happen this year, but it'll happen next year. Now, the big story is, who's going to replace him? That's the next question. Who's going to replace Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes? The three big contenders are Stoffel Vandoorne, which is the obvious choice because he's their reserve driver, the tester. He does it in the simulator. He tests their cars. He's their second driver. So Stoffel Vandoorne is the obvious option. Another option what people are talking about now is Nico Hülkenberg. Can Nico Hülkenberg come in and do something like he did before when he replaced Lance Stroll? Or when he replaced Perez, when Perez got COVID. But another name what was propping up as well, which would be my personal look, I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love it to happen. Could George Russell replace Lewis Hamilton for the weekend this week at the Sakhir Grand Prix, Bahrain Grand Prix? Again, Twitter's going off on my iPad. They're still talking about Roman Grosjean. I hope you're all right. The guy's all right, okay? It's a shame what happened to him. It's a shame what happened to him. I'm glad he's okay. Look, he nearly died. He escaped it. I understand. But, yeah, the guy's all right. How much more can we just keep going on about it? How much more? I was one of the first ones to come online to say, are you all right? I hope he's all right. I was shook when it happened. I was shook. But that's all you're hearing on the internet, all constantly. Right, now, back onto the subject. Lewis Hamilton is out, yeah? So, I would love George Russell to replace him. Could George Russell step up and show everybody when he does get and finally gets in a Mercedes, can he win a race? I think he can. I know he can. He's showing it in Williams. He's getting that Williams into Q2 where it shouldn't be going. But he's still getting into Q2. He's outperforming the car. So if he was in a Mercedes, do I think he'd do it? Yes. Do I think he'd beat Bottas? Absolutely. And I hope that George Russell gets his chance, yeah, to go to Sakhir Grand Prix this weekend in a Mercedes car. I really hope... Look, I've got nothing against Stoffel Vandoorne. Stoffel Vandoorne's a great driver. Maybe he still should be in Formula 1 in a main team. And I got nothing against Nico Hülkenberg. Nico Hülkenberg definitely should be in F1. He shouldn't have left the F1. Right? He should be a full-time driver now. But, my opinion, if they want the best guy for me at this time, it should be George Russell. If you want to get Stoffel Vandoorne to go to Williams to replace him, or get an F2 driver to replace George Russell, like they did in the practice session last week, go for it. Go to town. But George Russell should be at Mercedes. He's going to go to Mercedes anyway, so let him go in the beast of a car and let him show him stuff this week in the Sakhir Grand Prix. I really hope it happens. That's what they're talking about. Nico Hülkenberg, George Russell. Now, another story, a lot of stories broke today. Another story that broke today is Nikita Mazepin has been handed the F1 spot with Haas. Now, we all knew, if you didn't know this was going to happen, you're a complete idiot. A complete moron. Everybody knows this was going to happen. If you're an F1 fan, you should have knew this was coming. I didn't report this because I want to report facts. Facts. I don't want to just make stuff up to get a few likes on YouTube, to sound popular and be nice and be liked. I don't give a shit about being liked. I'm here to report the truth. If you don't like it, do one. If you like it, good. But I'm not going to come on here and pretend to be nice just to get likes. That's not what I do. This is solo P1. And I don't do that. If you know me and you follow me, you know how I stay. I'm true to my word. I ain't going to be fake. I ain't going to come on Twitter and start saying, oh, you know what? Oh, you know what? I wish this could happen. I wish this could happen. I wish this thing could happen down the line. Maybe next week this could happen. Oh, I'd love Roman Grosjean to still be there. It's not fair that Roman Grosjean... There's people on the internet saying, oh, it's not fair that Roman Grosjean's being disrespected like this because they're picking Nikita and Mazepin. Listen, plums. Mazepin was picked weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if this contract was already drawn up, signed, sealed, delivered 3 weeks ago. They're just putting it in the press now to let you guys know. People say, oh yeah, it's the timing. It doesn't matter about the timing. It's Formula 1. It's not nursery school. It's not play school. This is not go-karting school. This is Formula 1. And time is money. It's simple. Time is money. There's no time for a sentimental heart. No. It's all about getting the best driver in there and getting him out and getting the old one out. Look, what happened to Roman Grosjean? Yes, it was a bad thing, but his contract was coming to the end anyway. His last race was going to be in Abu Dhabi. People said, "Oh yeah, he's not." Listen, he's not coming back. He's burnt his hands. He's ready to leave F1. He's happy. I'm sure his bank balance is happy. I'm sure he'll be fine. So you don't need to worry about Roman Grosjean. He's fine. I know people are gonna go, yeah, but Mazepin's parents, dad's a billionaire. So what? That's Formula One. That's Formula One. There's only a few races that come. There's only a few drivers that come through to Formula One who haven't got money and make it. One or two. Think he can ever come from a rich background. What's his name? Paul de Resta. He made it into Formula One. Dog shit, but he still made it into Formula One. Lewis Hamilton didn't have the most money. Everybody knows Lewis Hamilton's story. He made it to F1 and now he's probably the best driver of all time, along with Ayrton Senna. So this is Formula One. It's a rich business. It's a fast-paced business, and that's the way it is. Until it changes and bring the cost cap down. Hopefully the new regulation is going to do that and bring the cost cap down. This is the way it's always going to be. This is the way it's always going to be. So, Nikita Mazepin handed F1 spot with Haas as team announced the Russian, whose billionaire father is an investor in the team. Look, that's just the way it is. The investor in the team has beaten Brick Callum Oilott. Camel Oilott has lost a spot. Camel Oilott is a good driver for Britain. I wish he was in Formula One, but he said on his Twitter feed yesterday that he was out. That he's not going to be in Formula One this year. So obviously, the next person is going to be Nikita Mazepin. He can't, at the moment, compete with a billionaire's son. It's not going to happen. To me, Nikita Mazepin is a better driver than Camel Oilott, in my opinion. And I'm a British man, born and bred Britain. Right? And I'm telling you how it is. To me, Nikita Mazepin is a better driver than Camel Oilott. That's just the way it is. If you don't agree with me, that's just the way it is. We're not all here to agree with each other. If we all agree with each other, the world would be a dull place. Trust me. And that is, in my opinion, that Nikita Mazepin is better than Camel Oilott. Don't care. So, and also in the news, and that's just the end of the subject. Also in the news today, what come up? FIA President John Todt says that the scary return of a Fury crash to Formula One is something that the series quickly needs to understand, and the following of Roman Grosjean horror crash runs. So basically, he needs to know what's going on with what happened. They're investigating it. Like I said, if you watch my video a couple of days ago on my F1 review, race day review on a Sunday evening, you would have known I was talking about it, that the drivers are looking into the FIA's investigation it, the stewards investigating it. They want to know what happened, how that car just completely cut in half. You got idiots on the internet just replaying the video and saying this is how it happened, getting little stuff to point to it and say this is how it happened. You know shit. Until the FIA come out and say what happened, how it happened, that's how it happened. Not no little sweat in his room coming out and replaying videos and say this is how it happened. You know nothing. I don't know nothing. This is my guess. This is my opinion. I want to know what happened. I could see what happened, and I could see that Roman Grosjean came out and went in between the two drivers, hit Fiat and went into the barrier. But when it hit the barrier, I don't want to know how that car went up in flames so fast. This is the hybrid era. This is 1988. This is the V8 and the V10 era. This is the hybrid era, and things like that shouldn't even be happening. And that's what he's saying. FIA president says that it was scary. The return of a Fury crash to Formula One is something the series quickly needs to understand the following: Roman Grosjean's horror Bahrain shunt. And that's what he wants to know. So more news come up. We got news on Perez. Perez, you know my opinion on Perez. If you watch me on all my podcasts, no, not my podcasts, my F1 reviews. If you watch me on all my F1 reviews, you'll know my opinion on Perez. Perez said today, he said he's already got options for 2022. He's already got an F1 option for 2022. So this is what I'm hearing now. I'm looking at this and I'm listening to, and I'm reading it, and it says Perez says he's already got an option for 22. So basically, what he's trying to say, he's checking out. It seems like he's not going to be here for 2020. I'm hoping, I am praying that he's on that grid for 2021. But the way Perez is talking in, if we look between the lines, he's already saying he's checking out in 2021. He's not going to be there. But he's already got an option for F1 in 2022. Because I think he's 30 years of age, Perez. And He's still got time. He's got a lot of time. And if he has to come out for a year, and maybe he could go into DTMs, he could go into some sort of racing just to keep himself sharp. And if he can do that and come back in 2022, because he's saying he's got a seat for 2022. 2021 is, look, it depends on Albon. To me, Albon, I'll chuck him out the team now and bring in Perez. And I don't give a shit if it's not the popular option. That's the way I roll. I think they should get rid of Albon now and bring in Perez. But the way the things are going, it looks like they're going to keep Albon. So Perez is basically saying, look, he's got a seat for 2022, so it sounds like he's checking out. Again, I'm Roman Grosjean. More news on Roman Grosjean, but this is Roman Grosjean's wife. She stated today that Roman Grosjean's wife hails the F1 star as a superhero after that fireball escape. Yes, it was a fireball escape. And that's what Roman Grosjean's wife said today. And yeah, I agree. It was, most of the drivers were saying he was lucky to be alive. They said when I watched that back, I thought he died. And when he just come out of there, when he just came out of the flames, he was hailed the hero. And that's what his missus said in the news today. So, that's all the news today. There's no more news coming up on Twitter.